Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at a woman and thought, I can't tell if she's into me or just being nice? You overanalyze her texts, replay your conversations, and still something inside you feels both hopeful and uneasy. What if I told you there's one subtle behavior that reveals everything? That when she does this, she's already emotionally invested in you. Before we go deeper, make sure to like this video and subscribe. It helps me reach more men who are done guessing and ready to understand. Now listen closely because women rarely say what they truly feel at first. They signal it, and those signals aren't loud or obvious. They're quiet, instinctive, and deeply psychological. When a woman is female psychology and attachment genuinely drawn to you, her defenses shift. You'll notice it not in what she says, but in how her energy changes around you. It's like her emotional walls built from years of experiences and disappointments start to lower just slightly. She begins to reveal her authentic self piece by piece, often without realizing it. The biggest mistake most men make, they look for words instead of patterns. A woman's attraction isn't declared. It leaks out through micro behaviors. She starts to mirror your tone, match your rhythm, use your phrases. It's subconscious mimicry, a neurological sign of connection. When she does this, she's no longer performing a role. She's aligning with you. Her nervous system feels safe around you. Think about that. Safety for a woman isn't about physical protection. It's about emotional attunement. If she laughs more freely, maintains soft but sustained eye contact, or starts initiating small personal disclosures, she's already attached. Not physically, emotionally, her guard is slipping. And that's the moment most men miss or ruin because they either rush in with validation-seeking behavior or they doubt it and pull back. But the truth is, when she begins to emotionally synchronize with you, she's already made an internal choice. She might not admit it. She might even fight it. But deep down, she's thinking this man behavior number one. Emotional availability feels different. So the question isn't whether she likes you, it's whether you can recognize the signs before you chase them away. And once you learn to do that, everything about how you connect with women changes forever. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most men ruin attraction not because women lose interest, but because they don't understand how fragile that emotional spark is. When she starts feeling something for you, she doesn't want to. She fears it. Attraction for women isn't a choice, it's an emotional surrender. And surrender only happens when she senses strength, stability, and unpredictability, all in balance. When she does that thing, leans in a little closer than necessary, lingers when the conversation should have ended, or gives you that look that lasts half a second too long, she's testing your energy. She's not asking, "Do you like me?" She's silently asking, "Are you grounded enough for me to let my guard down?" Because women don't fall for men they understand. They fall for men they feel. This is where most men misstep. You start explaining yourself, oversharing, proving you're a good guy, but to her nervous system that reads as emotional instability. You're trying to earn what was already being freely given. Attraction evaporates the moment she senses that you need it. What she truly behavior number two, prioritizing your presence wants is to feel safe in your uncertainty, to experience your composure. When her emotions fluctuate, when a woman's interest deepens, she becomes emotionally transparent in subtle ways. She'll start creating excuses to interact, asking small, unnecessary questions, or playfully challenging your views. It's not random. It's her subconscious inviting emotional intimacy. She wants to see if you can meet her where she hides. If you respond to that playfulness with calm confidence, not arrogance, not coldness, she feels seen, not judged. And that's when she begins to bond. Because connection isn't built through intensity, it's built through consistency of presence. You don't need to chase her, you just need to remain centered while she decides to step closer. You see, women don't fall for what you say. They fall for how you make them feel when you say nothing. That quiet confidence, that grounded silence. It's what her instincts crave. She's not drawn to validation. She's drawn to stability. So when she starts giving you her energy, her attention, her softness, her curiosity, don't smother it. Don't analyze it. Let it breathe. That's how you keep her investing. That's how you turn fleeting attraction into lasting emotional connection. Let's get brutally honest for a second. You can't make a woman love you. You can. Behavior number three, Subtle possessiveness only become the kind of man her emotions feel safe loving. That's the truth no one tells you. Because real attraction isn't built through tactics or games. It's built through emotional gravity. And that gravity appears when you stop trying to impress her and start embodying calm, masculine certainty. When she's into you, she doesn't need grand gestures. She just wants to feel your grounded presence. That means your tone, your eye contact, your silence, they all communicate something deeper than words ever could. If she's giving you her attention, she's scanning. Can this man handle my emotions without losing himself? If the answer is yes, her attraction intensifies. If the answer is no, if she feels your energy shift depending on her reaction, her instincts pull away. You see, women subconsciously test for strength, not physical, but emotional containment. They'll throw little challenges your way, not to hurt you, but to confirm you're not fragile. She might tease you, question your motives, or act a little distant after showing interest. Most men panic and start chasing harder, but that's exactly when you should do the opposite. Breathe, stay grounded, and let her come back because she will. If she senses that your self-worth isn't dependent on behavior number 4, vulnerability, and trust her approval when she feels that something inside her shifts. You stop being just another guy, and you become the emotional anchor she didn't know she needed. She starts opening up more deeply. Her stories become more personal. Her tone softens, and she begins to mirror your composure. That's not coincidence. That's emotional bonding. She's saying without words, I trust you with my truth. And here's the key. When she begins to trust you emotionally, attraction evolves into attachment. That's when you stop being an option and start becoming a presence in her mind. Even when you're not around, she'll think about you. Not because of what you did, but because of how she felt when you were calm, certain, and real. That's the secret most men never learn. You don't win a woman's heart by chasing her energy. You win it by mastering yours. Here's where it gets deeper. Because when she's already into you, her behavior becomes paradoxical. She might act colder, pull back, or suddenly become unpredictable. And this confuses most men. They think she's losing interest, but in reality, she's protecting herself. You've touched something emotional in her that she didn't plan for, and her mind starts. Behavior number 5, she treats you differently, fighting her heart. Attraction awakens her vulnerability, and vulnerability terrifies most women who've been hurt before. This is where your reaction determines everything. If you start chasing, texting more, asking what's wrong, over-explaining, you confirm her fear that your calm was conditional. But if you remain steady, kind, and unshaken, something powerful happens. She begins to relax back into energy, because a woman's deepest desire isn't to be pursued. It's to trust the man who doesn't lose his center when she tests it. Understand this. When she's emotionally attached, she'll sometimes create small storms just to make sure you won't abandon her when they come. Not consciously, but instinctively. She wants to feel that you can hold space for both her softness and her chaos. The men who fail this test are the ones who take her reactions personally. They turn defensive, cold, or desperate. But the man who passes, he listens, he breathes, he responds, not reacts. That's when her feminine instinct fully surrenders. She starts treating your presence like safety itself. She'll lean on you emotionally without even realizing it, sharing details she's never told anyone, asking your opinion, valuing your silence. She stops performing around you. That's when what not to do. At this stage, you know she's truly invested. But don't mistake her openness for permission to become complacent. The mouth masculine presence she's drawn to is a living, breathing energy. It must be maintained. You maintain it by staying purposeful, by keeping your focus on growth, not just her affection. Because the moment your identity revolves around her validation, the polarity dies. You want her respect, not just her affection. And respect is earned when you embody consistency through her inconsistency. That's what builds devotion. So if she's acting unpredictable, don't panic. It's not rejection. It's emotional calibration. She's testing if your strength is real. Stay calm, stay centered, and she'll move closer every time. Now let's talk about the part no one prepares you for. What happens after she's emotionally connected to you? Because when she's truly into you, something profound happens in her psychology. She begins to mirror not just your behavior, but your emotional rhythm. If you're grounded, she feels peace. If you're chaotic, she feels unsafe. That's how powerful your influence becomes. Once her guard drops, how to lead confidently. When a woman has chosen you emotionally, she begins to invest without being asked. She'll start remembering small details about your life, making space for you in her routines, and subtly aligning her priorities with yours. You won't have to beg for effort. She'll give it freely. But here's where the challenge begins. Because the more she feels, the more she fears losing that feeling. That's when she becomes sensitive to your distance, your tone, your silence. Most men misinterpret that sensitivity as neediness, but it's not. It's emotional attunement. When a woman cares, she feels you, even when you're not speaking. So if your energy shifts, she'll notice. If you become distracted, she'll sense it. That's why your calm confidence matters more now than ever. Because when she's emotionally invested, she needs consistency, not perfection. She needs to feel that your stability isn't situational. This is the stage where relationships either deepen or die. If you stay present, keep communicating honestly, and lead with emotional composure, she'll attach even more deeply. She'll begin to trust your leadership, not in a controlling way, but in a grounded, masculine way that final psychology insight lets her relax. She'll start showing her affection more openly, and the bond will feel effortless. But if you start taking her effort for granted, or if you let insecurity creep in, she'll subconsciously pull back because her instinct tells her something's off. Women don't leave when they stop loving you. They leave when they stop feeling safe loving you. That's why your inner peace is your most powerful form of attraction. So if she's showing effort, if she's softening around you, if her tone changes when she speaks to you, recognize that for what it is, that's not just liking you. That's emotional. Surrender. You've already won her heart. Now your only job is to protect the peace that made her fall. Here's the truth that separates men who keep a woman's devotion from those who only ever taste it. Real attraction isn't about winning her attention. It's about sustaining her respect. Once she's emotionally invested, her instincts constantly scan for one thing. Is this man who he appeared to be? And if your words, energy, and actions stay aligned, she feels safe to keep loving you. But if your consistency breaks, her heart starts building walls again. When a woman does that, when she emotionally gives herself to you, it's no small thing. It means she's decided consciously or not to let you influence her emotional world. She'll start mirroring your energy depending on your stability and syncing her mood to your presence. That's the level of trust you hold in your hands. So ask yourself honestly, what kind of man are you training her nervous system to associate with love, calm, or chaos, certainty, or confusion? Because here's what most men never realize. Once you've earned her emotional trust, you become the environment she feels inside. Your presence lingers in her even when you're gone. That's why emotional discipline matters. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be steady. You need to stay rooted in purpose, passion, and principle. That's what keeps her magnetized to your energy. And yes, she'll still test you, not because she doubts you, but because she wants reassurance that your strength wasn't temporary. Every woman, consciously or not, checks if the man she loves is still safe to surrender to. When you respond to those moments with calm leadership instead of ego, she falls even deeper because she sees something rare. A man who doesn't just demand respect, but embodies it. So if she's showing that quiet vulnerability around you, if her tone softens when you speak, if she starts letting her emotions unfold without fear, that's it. You already have her. But what determines whether you keep her isn't charm or dominance. It's emotional integrity. It's showing her that your strength isn't an act. It's a state of being. Remember this. Women don't stay for excitement. They stay for peace that feels like home. Be that peace. Guard it. Grow it.